Welcome back to Watching Business Incorporated right here on Channels Television. We head to the markets now with Anita Edits.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ini.
Good afternoon, Anita.
Yeah, it's another day, second day of June, and of course, we're still talking about the strike, but the strike has not really affected the NGX.
It's been suspended, no?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. But as of yesterday when the strike began, the NGX traded, but unfortunately, it was a pullback from the five trading sessions, the 5 positive trading sessions that we had last week. So the market kicked off the month of June negative. So let's take a look at the board there. For intraday trading, is taking off with a hangover of that pullback that we saw, 0.18% close for Monday. But then at intraday, the market was down by 0.04% and is still changing in between bargain hunting and profit taking. So far, year-to-date performance is still positive, 32.56%. That's for the Nigerian Stock Exchange. We saw so many profit taking on the likes of FBNH, Lafarge, Nigerian Breweries, United Bank for Africa, UBA, and Actis Core. So all of that are coming into play for the Nigerian stock market. For the South African stock market, it's also negative. We saw some mixed sentiment for the African market. So on the other side of the market, where the Egyptian Stock Exchange, EGX30, was almost 1% higher at intraday, and that number is still changing. While for the Kenyan Stock Exchange, it closed Monday in the green territory, 0.19% for Monday. Now, from the equities market, let's talk about the fixed income market, where we saw for the Treasury bills market for Monday, we saw bullish sentiment for Treasury bills, and of course, at the same time, for the bonds market was mixed. And that comes also on the day that the Debt Management Office opened the June edition of its monthly savings bond, which is targeted at lower investors or lower value investors, where with about 1,000 naira you can invest your money there. And at the same time, we also see the DMO issuing its third quarter calendar for the bonds market, where the outline issuances across various tenors and providing attractive opportunities for investors there. Now, let's talk to our fixed income analyst for today, Kola Komolafe, fixed income dealer with Access Bank, to give us more details about this and other expectations for the market. Thank you for joining us, Kola.
Thank you, Edith. I'm happy to be here today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Okay, so let's start first with the month of May, where we saw the MPC, the impact of that MPC announcement hiking the interest rate for a third time this year, and that affected the markets. Now, give us an overview of the fixed income market for May.
Okay, thank you, Edith. So you're right. We saw the MPC increase rates by 150 basis points, and then you have the MPR currently at 26.25%. So what we expected was a transfer mechanism to the fixed income space, and then the NCB auction after then, we didn't see that. We didn't see elevated rates as rates closed similarly where they closed at the last auction, but we saw that transfer mechanism on the OMO auction, where we saw rates kind of go up just a bit. So the last auction that we had, the OMO auction, rates closed at 22.34. And it's interesting to know that the CBN had on offer about 500 billion naira. We didn't see any subscription or any allocation on the short end. What we saw was on the long end, where I could say it was skewed largely to the long end, where 499 billion was allocated out of the 350 billion naira that was offered, and it closed at 22.34%. Even though it was a slight decline from the OMO auction preceding that closed at around 22.69. So we saw that but rates are kind of high, right? So just before I came on this show, there was another notification of an OMO auction that was to happen today, where the CBN is offering 300 billion across the standard maturities. That's the 91, the 182, and the 365-day paper. So we'll just see where that would close, but we expect that they would close around where the last one closed, where for the 1 year it closed at 23.34%. So we expect that yields will remain quite elevated.
Okay. Okay, so now that takes me to my second question, which is that the central bank will reissue a total of 1.56 trillion naira worth of NTB, and tomorrow there will be a primary market auction by the central bank. So now, what do you make of this, with being that that's the first treasury bills auction for the month of June?
Okay, yes. So the DMO released the calendar for the Q3, where, like you rightly said, there will be 1.56 trillion on offer over the next 3 months. That's for the Q3 2024. So we would expect. So we have an NTB auction tomorrow where 212 billion is on offer across the standard maturities. So we expect that rates would close where they closed the last time, was slightly lower. If you recall, the market is in the repo. It opened with a repo of about 87 billion yesterday, and at the last auction for the 1 year paper, it closed at 20.69. So we don't think it will be too far off for the 1 year paper. That's at tomorrow's auction, but rates will still hover around that 20% level for the 1 year paper, and that's what we expect that would happen tomorrow.
Okay, Kola. So I think we'll keep it there and keep our eyes on that primary market auction to be carried out by the Central Bank of Nigeria. But we thank you so much for your time on our show.
Thank you, Edat.